I think I'm going to break my format today. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, week 16 of the Gospel. And the Gospel for today is Matthew 12, verses 46 to 50. I can't see this morning. And it's a gospel scene of Jesus, really kind of a little bit of a conflict with his parents or his family. But what I guess I wanted to kind of break form today. Hopefully my sponsors will be okay with this. But sponsored by Griffin and Mariposa. Yesterday I talked about grief on the Feast of St. Mary Magdalene, and I had actually quite a few responses to that. And I did a lot more thinking about grief, even for those responses between this video and for Mass and such. And so I was thinking, well, maybe I need to talk a little bit more about this, not necessarily the Gospel of the day, but a little bit more about grief and kind of where I'm with this. Grief is real, it's part of it. But I was reflecting, for me, I'm very good. I've gotten very good at recognizing my anger and my fear. And then the other two basic emotions are happiness, which generally doesn't cause us problems, and then sadness, grief. And I've not been very good about my grief and understanding when I'm sad, and it catches me by surprise. Like, to be honest, I've been in a period of grief for the past 2 weeks, and it's been like, and I've been sitting with it. Maybe that's why the video was apropos. I've been sitting with it for a couple of days, if not longer. Just like, what's going on? Where is my loss? And that's what I had to sit with. And my loss, no one's died. It's just, there's been some changes in my life and in my circle of friends, and I'm recognizing that loss. And it's losses I've had before, and it's just, I guess now I'm getting a little bit maybe older, I'm feeling a little bit more. But I think when we grieve, and I'm not the expert, I'm me, come from my spiritual aspect and 8 years of therapy, is when we grieve, we do it like everything else. What am I grieving about? What is the perceived loss? What do I have control over? And then I do what I have control over, and the rest I go on. Can I change the circumstances of why I am sad? Absolutely not. Nor would I want to, because the sadness for me is happiness for other people. But what can I do? And I'm working on doing what I can do. And I think that applies to all our grief. When we lose someone to death, what can we control? Can we control the death? No. But what can we control? We can be grateful, which is always grateful for the blessings in our life. And we continue to go on to say that we are going to be alive. The light is changing. That's the camera, so go figure it out. So I think it's honest. I think grief keeps us in the now. Grief tells us that we are feeling. So I don't think grief is bad. No emotion is bad. But it tells us, hey, we had something that we thought was important to us, and it's gone. Or it may be gone or going away. And I think the other part of grief as well is, at least for me, it gets very wrapped up in my fear and my anger. It gets very, very tight. It's trying to separate them out and work with them that way is also what I have to do. Again, the whole purpose is so that I can be alive, because Jesus, created us, came so that we can be alive, have life in the full, and I can do what I'm called to do, to be as a person, to be kind, loving, compassionate, generous, to help make this world a better place. And when I'm processing my grief, when I'm not letting that sadness hold me back, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what God intends. And the other part of grief I've had to learn too is grief never goes away. I always have sadness. But the idea, again, is not to let it hold me back from being engaged in living. And so that's what I work on. Every funeral I do, memories come back of people I've lost in my life. Hearing people talk about their own grief, it brings back those memories, and it's okay. It means I'm cherishing those memories. So hopefully you enjoyed this break in format. And maybe we've done some little bit more of grief work, some thought about grief, but that's the part, in Scripture, Jesus clearly grieved as well, and it didn't hold him back. So let that spirit of love come. All right, guys, enjoy the day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.